first get into hip hop, I must have been, how old was I? 8 or 9, when I was growing up at the Boys Club in Santa Barbara.
Roughly 1979.
And I would have to say probably around 1984, 1985.
I'm thinking 86. Probably 1986, man.
I began rapping always as, you know, when I was younger, when I was like 13, 8th grade, man. I started off in junior high school.
I was young. I started rapping probably about 14, 15, and when Cypress came out, I was like, you know what, there's a group that I can relate to because they were the same color of skin, you know.
I always used to be an MC since I was like 11 years old.
Yeah, by the end of 1990, that's when it was like became Aztlan Underground, and it was me and him and the brother DJ Bean.
Psycho was formed, I'd say, at about like 89 maybe.
This was way back in like 95 or 96. 96 probably?
Yeah.
No.
No, that was 91.
91, 92?
90. No, that was late 90, that shit.
Okay, late 90.
Yeah. Shit, we're fucking 10 años now.
We started back in 1991. We got our first chance with South Central Cartel.
Started back in 89, 90.
Yeah, the band started in Mexico City around September of 95.
I knew Shady from back in the day, from I guess 92. Back in the day we used to, you know, tag it up. You know?
We'd like to make a statement. We all come from a similar place. We're all just trying to do the same thing, to survive, and put it down for the minority environment. Cultures might seem a little different, but when you get right down to it, we're all here to represent. We're all human.
It's not just a black music. Latino's been in there since day one.
You know, blacks are one of the founding fathers, along with you know, Puerto Ricans and Haitians that put this music down, and Mexicans.
Just let's look at Rocksteady Crew. It was all Latinos. Maybe one brother in there. There was Charlie Chase, Prince Whip, of course, man. Romantic, fantastic. And then you look at New York City Breakers, and there was a lot of Latinos. You got Glide Master, who I think might have been Italian. And then you got Little Lep, who was Puerto Rican. You got Action, Chino Lopez, who was Puerto Rican. Now these are the main break dancers that were all in the movies like Flashdance, Buffalo Gals video, and they were in movies like Beach Street. And these were the ones. This gets no better than that. So I give respect to those cats because they really the ones that put the Latinos in the game from day one. And it's like a mystery. Your consumer today doesn't know these things.
And really, if you're growing up in a poverty area, your family is always connected to that type of culture. You know what I mean?
I remember being like 11 and 12 and taping like the Mixmaster show every fucking Fridays. Whenever that shit came on, I had like 20 tapes of the same songs being scratched, you know what I mean?
The KDAY radio show, the Mixmaster show, you know what I'm saying? They used to have all the instrumental, or they used to do the mixes, Ralph M and all them dudes, and we just used, whenever they used to play the breaks, we just used to, you know, freestyle and basically just clowning, bagging on each other. It wasn't like battle rhyming, you know what I mean? Man, K-Day was the dopest radio station ever, dog. Just hip-hop all day long.
Going to the Boys Club and listening to K-Day while we shot Hoop. Just listen to Julio G, which is a trip, you know, because I ended up becoming friends with them.
Soldiers. This is the start of a street revolution. The deadly art of underground music. If you got the heart and the set to execute it, then be a part.
When we go to these battles, you know, I'd be off to the side, you know, busting a rap about the breaking crew right there, you know.
Busting rhymes at the fucking neighborhood parties every single week.
I just can't rhyme like it's so subliminal. Damn dog, you gotta program that. You gotta bring a fucking beat so I can fucking slam that. Like a motherfucking gram or some motherfucking jar. Damn woman, I'll spit a motherfucking deadly motherfucking bar. You can't break me, woman, you can't even shake me. Cause damn dog, I'm like a motherfucking steel bar going up in your back. Damn, Motherfuckers are whack.
Doing demos, you know, started doing my demos like in 89, 90. All my first ones like 90.
The demos were all out, like in El Chopo, like everybody had the demo. And
Amigos.
yeah, everybody had the damn demo.
We would just like walk to house parties, Holmes. Walk to high school dances and just get on the mic and turn niggas out. Walk from Southgate to Linwood, get on the mic. Hopefully nobody started a fight that night. We'd be able to all walk home, you know what I mean, with our cups in hand, you know, blunts.
All weekend long, go out there and represent. Yeah, he's hottest music, 99.1 KGGI. Coming up after the break, we're gonna drop some Destiny's Child, Bills. And today is your Hey Baby Kept Our Souls. Hit it up, 4315-991, and don't stop and it won't stop right here. Keep it locked. Before you knew it, you know, I was just a junior. And I had before you knew it, I started rapping against these black guys. And before you knew it, I had a bunch of raza behind me, man. Like, you know, and I'd be like, damn, all the Mexicans would be on one side and all the blacks would be on the other side rooting for these guys. And then it'd just be, boom, we'd just be going at it. And then that's where I think this like, you know, Latino thing really started as far as, you know, the support for rap. I started seeing, well, damn, you know, these guys are really supporting me because, not just because I'm rapping, because I'm Latino rapping, you know what I'm saying?
So right now, what I want to do, remember, this is Seditious Beats, the conscious hip-hop show right here on 90.7 KPFK. I'm Fidel Rodriguez, the host of the show, doing it with all my crews here tonight. Never thought I was going to do radio, but once I got into it, I was like, man, I wanted to teach. So what's the biggest classroom you can have is that on being on the radio. Because if you're putting the information out there, you're going to change people's minds. Progress, you got drawing the color line, persons of mean and vile condition, a kind of revolution, the intimately Seditious Beats is a hip-hop show, a critical thinking hip-hop show. Seditious means language to incite rebellion against a government. And beats, the beats of the drums. So the music is all that stuff that you ain't hearing on MTV or BET or The Beat or Power or any commercial station. It's that music that makes you think.
I ran into this cat at the gym, just like
Catch your towel.
we started just, you know, rapping and shit, and then come to find out that we're both doing like the same thing. You know, he was working on some solo stuff, I was doing the same thing. Turned out I ran into that dude, you know, this guy.
I was looking for a partner and shit, and he was
like, hey, we'll just do a song together.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
It worked.
Aztlan underground.
I had a computer and we started doing these like loops on the computer, just like 8-bit samples, like real, like before, you know, they had like, you know, the MPC 60 and all that stuff going on. I had this computer that would do samples and loops, so I would do loops and he'd just put them on tape and then rhyme to them on tape.
I was a fucking dude that was always in the books reading, so I told my brother we should do something with Realm because it's the same shit. And my brother goes Psycho, and that was it. You know what I mean?
Check it out, homie, check this out. Hold on, doggy, hold on. I want y'all to know that we got a homeboy who's in the game and he's gonna be back. But he's a little bit laid up right now. He be right here rocking with us, and that's my homeboy Duke. You know what I'm saying?
Uniform street gear, this year we wear Joker classic, you see me get some fly shit, that's it. Go to your local store and catch it. Lucky Luciano's they distracted.
He got something from some little coward, but he's still the man that he always was, and he's rocking the Psycho style. So everybody pull it in, this is for the 6 side.
This one goes out to Big Duke and Sick Jack. Sporty in the street for 2 bottles, 6 sides back. With the type of stuff they probably
The 6 side camp suffering a little bit of a setback with our homeboy Duke, am I right?
Let these lyrics settle in. Crazy shit shooting at the miles heroin. Straight into the veins of BD hurricanes. Troops counterattack against psychopath rap. The plans are take the stolen lands back and react in a military sword combat is a deadly sport. What you brought to the battle, we brought.
Say Psycho Realm locked in! Say Psycho Realm locked in! Say Psycho Realm locked in! Say Psycho Realm locked in!
grew up with him, Pico Union. I know Jack since like 90, 89. I met Duke down the road, and they knew I rapped and whatever. I started working on the 4-track with Duke, and then they introduced me to him, and they just had us working together, and it clicked up pretty dope.
I was in the backyard with Julio G lifting weights at his house in Inwood. And we're listening to the radio, you know, it's Make It or Break It, and we're sitting there pumping iron, man, and we're like, come on, people, like this song, you know what I mean?
Latinos were just getting big in hip-hop with Kid Frost and Lighter Shade of Brown.
By Sunday Afternoon came out, it was like, man, that just opened up doors for across the nation.
When we dropped that Mentirosa, man, it was just like one after another, bam, 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 bam.
That's when we started doing the lowrider car shows.
Yo, people liked the record.
We started getting recognition as Lighter Shade of Brown.
Yo, they're starting to sell.
We started doing TV shows.
Yo, you're going on tour.
Flying us out to Chicago, New York.
Yo, shit went gold.
We went gold with Sunday Afternoon.
Yeah, people were kind of like leery, like what's gonna happen next, you know? Is it cool to do this? I mean, do I have to diss these rappers? Is it cool to appear on theirs, you know? We were just pretty much in the dark.
Frost came through. Lighter Shade of Brown came through. Even Gerardo came through. And then you had other cats come through. Then Cypress comes through.
Cypress
Hill.
Cypress was on top, homie, you know what I mean?
This is not Mellow. This is not Frost. This is not Lighter Shade of Brown. This right here is Cypress Hill. Welcome to it.
Everybody like knows, you know, Cypress.
You know, or they're single, Killer Man.
People are like, oh, wait a minute, we didn't know this shit could be that damn funky. Because you had Mentirosa, and that was like, you heard it before because you knew Carlos Santana. Then you had La Raza, but you knew that because you knew Malo. You know what I mean? Or you heard it somewhere from your mom and dad's crate, right? And then by the time Cypress came, and they just like sampled some of the most bugged out shit nobody ever heard, right?
They're doing al revés of what everybody else is doing.
So when Cypress came out in '91, they were doing all the street level work.
Sand Dog in the house, the peace to Mellow, man, all that shit. Man, motherfuckers are like, we didn't know this Spanish rap shit could be that dope.
Not only were they a big influence for us fucking Chicano rappers, but for rappers worldwide, huh?
Like blacks, they were doing their thing. I mean, I felt it because it's dope. They weren't trying to rock for black people, but it was hip hop. But when Cypress came out, it's like I knew what they were talking about. That was a big influence on me.
Cypress set a new trend, dog. You know what I mean?
They're one of the big groups that kind of gotten hip hop like into more of the mainstream in Mexico.
Cypress really kicked it to another level, man. They put it to where it was like, this is some street boogie shit right here. What you gonna do? Man, then it just gets bigger and fatter, and you got groups that are like known all over the world, man, you know?
And then before you knew it, started spreading throughout the main like Latino like cities, states like New Mexico, all the Southwest, Arizona, Texas, you know.
A new world order. A new world order.
Crazy race. Yeah.
I knew that when we did Mexican Power, I knew for a fact it would limit us from the success that Kid Frost had received. You know, the limelight. I figured if I don't say this now, you might not ever hear that. You might never hear Mexican rap. You know, you might hear Latino and brown, which is all cool. But you know, I was like, well, why not? Let's just get right to the point and say what I am. I'm Mexican. You know, Mexican Power. I was surprised it got played for as long as it did. You know, we were winning on the Rap Attack, you know, for a couple weeks in a row, and we're knocking out a lot of the big names at the time.
My homeboy had a studio, so I asked him to hook me up, you know, let me do some beats in there, and we did the album like in a week. It's called Raza Rolls Deep. Put it out, you know, in Texas, and that shit went dope. I mean, a lot of motherfuckers bought that shit.
I brought my homie Skinny into the game, and as an investor, he started investing some money.
Browntown Looters, back in the day, we were hooking up.
We had Dope House in the Ghetto.
92 and shit.
And next thing you know, we had a single that was like number 20, like number 7 on top 25 singles around the nationwide, with no promotion whatsoever.
There wasn't a lot of labels looking at Latinos back then. There wasn't. I mean, it was hard. Those first, from like, let's say 85 to when I swung my deal, about 90, nobody was trying to hear us, man. We were kicking down doors. We were breaking down glass tables. We were like, look at this shit. Listen to this shit. You know what I mean? We were very frustrated. And it just took that one company to believe in it, one guy, and then other labels started doing it, because that's what they do. That's what they do. You know, they realize, hey, such and such label got them a Latino. Well, let's go find us one. And then the other label's like, well, let's go find us one. You know what I mean? And then everybody tries to build the great Latino, you know what I mean? And so it's bugged out like that. It's bugged out.
Poetic Mafia.
Jail, he's rapped with Prod, Havoc, all the whole crew, so they hooked us up. They got a little deal, little action to record an album called South Central Madness.
All opponents way song, weighing like a blocker, rap poetic shocker.
But at the same time, some people from Def Jam were calling, because South Central Cartel had just got signed to Def Jam. So Def Jam had asked, hey, you know, what's up with Poetic Mafia? I heard they're about to sign the Giant. So, you know, when someone wants something, you know, the other person, the opponent, wants something better. So they started making a little deal for us. You know, like trying to go back and forth for like a little bidding war, you know what I mean?
No clone of punk fighter, trashy individuals gonna come harder than this. Boy, I'm rhythmical, check statistics 100%. All the times that you lost, all the money you spent. I bet your firm came in with was an accident. Cynic get me pushing raps so immaculate. So get yours quick, make your moves all stick. And before you know it, homes you got a bunny to hit. But the rhyme never quit, evident and substantial to me. The chart like
we had opening doors from, you know, Mellow Man Ace and Kid Frost, and it's like labels were hot on that, you know. They were like hot on the idea, like, damn, Latino rap, trying to get their hands on, you know, Latino artists.
For myself on Capitol Records, you know, Frost on Virgin, Cypress on Columbia.
On Loud Records. The third one we did with Mercury Records. That's when we got signed with the major label, finally.
You know, we were on Rough House. Rough House was the shit. The president of Rough House Homes even threw in fucking extra fare out of his own pocket because he believed so much in his dog. But Rough House was under Columbia.
We were doing things, you know what I mean?
Everybody slowly mosey on up to the front, you know what I'm saying? Because it is time for the 1 to the 2 to the 3 delinquents to return. Fairly enough, we're in the conga room with some congas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
At first it was good. At first it was good because you go from fucking being on welfare to getting a fucking huge ass check, being able to get your family, being able to get my old lady and my kids, and moving them into a path. You know what I'm saying? And going out on the road, experiencing fucking other cities, other countries. Being on a big label for shit.
A friend of ours knew somebody at Giant Warner and gave her the tape. And we gave her 3 songs. And like 3 days later, it was like, yo, you guys got the deal. We're like, what? You got the deal. It was cool. We're doing radio shows, getting all the plugs from a major. Then
it got to a point though also where the major labels were helping us, but at the same time they weren't, because of ideas that we had that weren't quote unquote American enough, you know what I mean?
There's a saying that goes, you know, if you don't get jacked in this business once, you're in the wrong business.
Business people do take advantage, Holmes, and it is a fucking ripoff. And it's a damn shame, Holmes, you know, because if motherfuckers weren't so greedy, Holmes, we could all make money.
You know, when we go on tours, like, contrary to most people's opinion, just because you had a record deal, just because you were on the radio and MTV, you ain't fat rich and you ain't paid like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You're still vital, you know, you're still where you were, you know, and you still gotta do the same things.
As we were on tour, like shit started happening. It was like all the confrontation with Ice-T, Cop Killer, with hardcore music really hit us.
Well, the thing was that we like to push people's buttons, and what happened with the first record is that it was censored by the PTA and all these religious groups, saying that we were satanic.
Our group blew up so quick that our label didn't know how to handle it.
There's some stores that we get in touch with, and they were like, yo, I thought you guys broke up. We heard from, someone told that you guys broke up. Loud Records spread the rumor that we broke up in order to get their ass out of the sling.
Yeah.
They like put it on us, they Delinquent Habits broke up.
These vatos are like, hey, if I let them go, and they go to another company, and they got a hit roll on the record, and they're fucking selling $1 million, my boss or everybody under me is gonna be like, what a dumbass. That's what they're worried about, more than just doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
He's asking how come they don't play. I don't do my shit earlier in the day. Man, I was up to be on the fucking day from 2 to 6. Keep it knowledge. If you guys want that shit, you guys gotta fucking bombard the beat and tell me we want Seditious beats on. Because Seditious beats ain't my show. It's your show. That's right. Straight up, it's everybody's show. My man Yao came up the last 2 weeks, been up here spitting game. I don't know if these motherfuckers are gonna keep me on, but as long as I'm on, I'm gonna invite the community to come out and get the fucking word out. Because we gotta have a symbol of resistance to be spread out through the world. You feel me?
We used to say that the beat was spiritually bankrupt. Because it's got that Hollywood aura to it where people just will step on anybody to get over just to get, something going.
That's why. It ain't my fucking choice. I work for a neoliberalist.
And a lot of talentless people get paid a lot of money in that station. And it's just not the beat. It's Power, it's K-Rock, it's all the commercial stations. They all function the same way.
What I'm saying, going back to the label thing, is like, these labels, we've been just having a lot of bad deals lately. Well, we'll put so much time and effort into a record, and it just sits there, and it doesn't get promoted right, and there's no money behind it.
We thought we're an underground group. We thought we were gonna get pumped the fuck up. You know what I mean? And they didn't have no intentions of pushing us in the first place. And they fucked up.
Warner Brothers was like, we're not putting out no gangster rap. There's a list going around saying what groups were getting dumped, and Ice was really the only one that kept it real with us and told us like, yo, there's problems. This shit is real. He was the only one telling us our career was coming to an end.
We're used to having money spent on videos. We're used to having money spent in magazines, ads, but these guys aren't doing it then.
They wanted us to do radio top 40. They probably wanted us to dance. I don't know, but we was like, fuck that. It's like, nah, we can't. We gotta keep it real. We can't do that.
Lucky for us, we signed through B-Rose Production Company. He signed to the label so we could get out easily. We weren't signed to the label directly. We were signed through a production company, so we just bounced. You know what I'm saying?
Street life, motherfucking word up. There it is. This shit's kind of mellow right here. So you can just bob your head like this. One time. And yo, kid, where you at with yourself? That's what they used to tell us. That's before we hit the shelf. Before all the DJs took us. You say second.
We just didn't want to do it. We was like, nah, we're not gonna sell out. They wanted us basically, if we toned down our music, we'd get another deal.
Yeah.
We couldn't prove ourselves because the company wasn't behind us.
None of that bullshit no more, eh? We're coming out fucking hard.
Look at the aftermath of my decision. So keep your distance. I'm the exquisite. I pay your visit like your relatives in time. I shake the epicenter with severe tremors. Seeking destroy you haters, zero tolerance. So prepare for the worst. I torture you in the form of fashion. It's so disgusting. There's no possible way you can identify the cause and take your family years before they take my ass to court. Examine the evidence closely. Nothing left behind. When it comes to getting the job done, I shine.
You don't get no love. The music doesn't treat you like you treat it. meaning the music industry business sense of it all, you know what I mean? Like the business side of it. There's no love for the artist, really. He's got to create his own love, you know what I mean?
The music business is not like the streets, you know what I mean? In the streets, there's way more respect, Thomas.
We got some conflict with the label. You know, they were jacking us for some money.
It's hard to believe that you could flip, you know, to 5 different stations in LA and hear your song on each one and within an hour, and know that's going on for maybe 4 months on a period, and it just died down slow, and then you still never catch no feria, you know what I mean? And they still find a way to make it look real and legal, and you know, they do it.
A lot of times the labels will come and they'll put that nice piece of change in front of you, $100,000, $200,000 as an advance, and you're like, shit,
that's all you see.
Grab that.
That's all you see for years.
Deal, dog. You start looking into contracts and all that. You look at the fact that they're making 85%, you're making 15%.
And if you're not a multi-million, you know, seller, then you're not gonna see anything for a while.
You'll get 100 G's and say, "Whoa, I got 100 fat grand right here. Fucking, I'm gonna go buy a $50,000 Mercedes."
That's if you're a solo artist. Yeah. If you got 3 in your group and you got to
split that, you figure then that's 33.
15, you gotta split between 3 of you. Oh, but you can't split it between the 3 of you till you pay back all the money they lend you.
And then you figure that fucking, you got your accountants, you got your lawyers, you got everyone who works on a percentage, and they get a piece of your pie before taxes are even taken out. You're still responsible for tax on the whole part of your 100 grand, but everybody else got paid for their holiday. You know what I mean?
But you're wondering, I thought the 85% you took was to get paid back. No, that's 85% on top of you paying back another 15%. So you're getting fucked all the way around, dog.
So at the end of 33 grand, you see 20, you're lucky. Very lucky, you know what I'm saying? So you figure, damn, that's a $13,000 Honda Civic I just gave away to all these waffles right here.
And that shit just makes you fucking mad, you know what I mean? It makes you want to go do some gangster shit, but, you know, if you can, Holmes, you gotta be professional. You know what I'm saying?
Life isn't always as you see it. Cars and videos are rented, same as the hoes. You know what I'm saying?
Just the whole experience left a bad taste in my mouth, Holmes.
It's just the deals we make with these labels.
But we got jacked, you know, and we learned from there, you know, we did some, you know, like I said, that's when we made Flow. Started putting some stuff together. We did the Concrete Funk album. And
goes out to all you motherfucking slackers. That's right. You know who you are. Yeah. Browntown Lures, bitch. IMC, digital on time. The strong survive, but we gon' die. That's why we strive to maintain the lie. The strong survive, but we gon' die. That's why we strive to maintain the lie. Standing on beers, into the beers, I'm motionless, and I get with my beers, in the middle of battle, revolutionary I am, killing off the man by the man, trying to take a stand, covering the fist shows, trying to take me out, trying to hold me down, that's why I took this route, revolution of confusion, war start with losing, intrusion.
And I think this is where we need to start moving it more to like a baseball player type of mentality where it's like, yo, my contract's gotta say he's got dental insurance, and if not, then we don't have a deal.
From the 213, and specifically for the punk MCs, naturally, venomous, deadly, so let me put it down. En español, venenoso, peligroso, ese yo destrozo, soy de la pandilla más efectiva para tumbar a las enemigas. Sos muchacha, balas, tenemos las balas que se penetran. Muerto, es como se cuenta, ya estuvo, ese fue tu destino.
Tengo la marihuana y tengo las manos verdes como los tucanes de Tijuana, cueros de rana. No se van por eso hago lo que hago, con un vato salto de pago con un toque y un trago, buscando cuánto va dando, por lo que doy, se reserva la pastilla Bacoy. Voy por la Figueroa, oyendo a Chalino con los ojos de un chino, la botella me empino de volada, un trago de copa mi camarada, el que lo escuche me lo que...
Latin hip hop, I love it. I love the term Latin hip hop because it just means that we got a fucking that we're represented in this music, Holmes. You know what I mean?
Dog, I mean, you know, that's really what it is. I mean, for one portion, one side of it is like that. The other side, of course, it's just hip hop.
At the same time, Holmes, that term is limiting to us. You know what I'm saying? Because if we consider ourselves Latin hip hoppers, then you know, Asian people, white people, Filipinos, you know, black people, they ain't gonna be able to enjoy our music, homes. And we make some dope ass music, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Chicano rap, Latin hip hop.
When it comes down to it, you're gonna represent the way you represent.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do our own thing. Poetic Mafia does their own thing.
I mean, I see myself in every single one of those categories plus more. You know what I mean? All of them. Fuck it. All of them. Chicano rap, Latino rap, whatever.
You can't really pigeonhole it to one category.
It's this corporate agenda again. They want to put the one face on it. They want to make money off it. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand our culture.
And we can't limit ourselves, you know, to just our race, because music is universal.
That we're just Latinos, you know, but we're trying to make our own stand, you know.
Right here, Red Eyes Production. That's Rob right there. Yeah. Arsenal over there, Arsenal.
What's up, yo? What's up? What's Arsenal?
We got over here, over here, Sacred. And more, 36 motherfuckers. We're about to record fucking rules of engagement. Fucking brownpride.com. Special little song right here we're doing for this compilation. Check out this
I remember hearing a first record of a group called the Mean Machine. They had a song called Disco Dream. In that song they go, Wepa, wepa, y nama, y la gente de Oriente está caliente. That was the first time I ever heard Spanish rap.
Like, it was harder back then because, like, nobody would really, like, nobody's would accept a straight Spanish beat with straight Spanish rhymes back then.
I could say for myself, I'm the first Latin hip hop cat to take it to the masses. As of being the first guy, nah, I wasn't. There was cats doing that in 79, 80. I believe I'm a grandfather of Ricky Martin, really, and cats like Mark Anthony, who are doing the bilingual singing things now. Before I did it, nobody did it, you know? And the generation gaps in between is a beautiful thing, because that lets me know, as like the grandfather of this whole shit, that I started something that wasn't just a trend or a fad and went away and nobody heard about it again and nobody cared.
Always representing that last shit.
When we did that shit, we did it mostly like for OG's pops, kind of when he passed away. And kind of we were doing it, we wanted to make it happen, you know? And then like, we feel like that we helped bring Latin hip hop, you know, to a different level, in the fact that now everybody's using Latin riffs in their beats. Even that fucking Puffy tried to fucking do that shit, you know what I mean?
I pass the microphone to the right hand
See, I've been strolling through the party and breaking up on the hardies and down in my Bacardi, and now I'm watching everybody throw their hands in the air like they just don't care. I stop and stare at this cutie with the long brown hair. There, she's standing on the side, and if she's spread her wide, I let that baby make a slide. So come here, dear, there ain't no need for you.
I pass the microphone.
Be fucking bleeding after these MCs be treating everybody to beer, cause I'm gonna get these $50. So holler like DMX, you're gonna give me sex after you see how I wreck this complex. This fuck, I don't roll no records, I roll Cadillac, man, like you know. I fucking throw with my fucking vocal tones, yo. I'm gonna rip your fucking bones and everybody hold me take it.
I pass the mic.
Venenoso es el clima este día. Algo no se siente bien. ¿Será que la jura por las calles ande dura? Chales, yo no quiero torcer. Es tiempo de desaparecer. Agarro a mi cohete, me subo a la rampa, le divisme una jaina. Esta jaina sí es tranza, su mato le da feria y las calles del río. Me la pico bien de aquellas cuando salen conmigo. Ni modo, por eso me dicen venenoso. Yo lo pandillero, la H es primero y el jaino me la cojo.
I pass the mic.
Capital punishment, you think my fucking name wasn't mentioned. So I'll get you and let you turn a lesson. AREA, keep the whole 213, guess and mention a lesson. ARE, 213, still blessed.
I pass the mic.
Yeah. Lyrical therapy, staying calm. Who put the chronic conspiracy, get stand strong. How long? Coconut teasers, so like green. Cattle on the mic, get on my top on to their knees. I put my feet out low, drive a sound below. Represented 21323 these flows. It's called the Brown Pride to the .com.
pass the microphone to the right hand side. I pass the microphone to the right hand side. Yo,
Ha, ha, ha. Así que no se te digo, pone atenciones. Cuando entro te digo que estos los cojones. Agarro micrófonos y todos se arrodillaron. Porque al revés te digo que vengo aquí enseñando. La línea que vengo te digo que siempre cuando yo pasando. Hay muchos que vienen te digo preguntando cómo yo ando. Porque la línea de la cabeza te digo que vengo dejando. No tengo contrato pero no me importa porque vengo yo buscando. Que batallen y el que no sabe de dónde yo cae. Vengo de Nicaragua, Centroamérica, entonces ¿qué vas a hacer cuando yo entré? Y te digo que entonces le pregunta INX.
Now, as far as marketing us to the other side, like to Mexicanos and stuff, we're not really full, we don't really speak fluent Spanish, okay? And I think because of that limited us to go into other markets, like, Brazil and other places like that. And they never, and I always wondered to this day, then why they never shopped us over there. Because I heard they played our music over there, in like Chile and, South America, and, but we never did shows over there. The farthest place we did in Mexico was like Ensenada.
Check this shit out. Check it.
I think hip hop is adapting itself. Like in Mexico, like all the Mexican hip hoppers kind of grab what they want from what the hip hop culture is here in the States, because it's not the same thing in Mexico. We don't have that culture, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own.
They know what's up, and it surprised the fuck out of me, because when the first time I went out there and I heard their flows and I heard their beats and all that shit, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers need to come out here. You know what I'm saying?
The Delinquent Habits, they came down and we did a few shows together, and they were getting into the scene too, and we got the scene going.
That record blew up in Mexico. Tres Delinquentes sold like 35,000 units of the album, I should say, Delinquent Habits in Mexico.
This next song, we're dedicated again, because we're Zapatista to the heart. Ejército Zapatista de Liberación Nacional. To you and I, who are indigenous to this land. Dedicated to you and I as indigenous people who've been here for thousands of years as indigenous people. They stole the land from us, they stole our spirituality, but we're still here, respecting Mother Earth, trying to unite with all our sisters and brothers, even though they don't want to unite, we're still here. And all of our love for ourselves, all oppressed people, and humanity. And humanity, we didn't cross the borders! 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 We didn't cross the borders!
Brother Zach, whatever, called Rudy, told him, hey man, like, our security went down and they said that they named you guys, they named us, they named Tijuana No, they said, any of you guys go up on there, man, you guys are deported. So we had to take a taxi from this one hotel, like a little $10 hotel, to this hotel where the brothers were at, or Zach and Fred the Zapatista. So we had to take this, so me and Rudy, we had to go on the road, but totally, because over there it's very, they're on you, like, I mean, here too, but I mean, not as a parent, like, here they got such, ways of tapping, whatever, but, so we were really, like, during that time, we were like, yo, man, even when they said later to us from the hotel, was like, don't know if they're gonna see us, man, because, get beat down, and, it didn't matter, and we all reflected on it and realized that we're just putting it down for our lives, and we kind of had already the idea, because when the student situation was going on with UNAM, and the students, and then the Zapatistas, of course, anything affiliated with Zapatismo, that they try to repress in Mexico. So when we went there, we did already feel, we knew we were going into, the job was dangerous when we took it, And for the Zapatista, kind of like, yo, they go, you know what, that's their tactics. There's no way with cameras, especially international cameras on there, that they're gonna, if that happens, that it's gonna even make Mexico, even in general, look even whacker. Like they do that when there's no media around, but they are doing it to psychologically fuck with you, to tell you, hey man, don't fucking come in here fucking those foreigners and shit, you know. Like one thing we learn is even if we're Mexican, feel Mexican, even though we're fucking confined by English and we speak whatever mucho Spanish, but we speak Spanish. Like Mexicanos, they don't view us as Mexicans, you know. They don't view us, but we view ourselves as Mexicans, and they don't. So even more, they're gonna say, well, these fucking gringos coming in here, they view us as gringos, you know. That's fucked up. But these gringos coming here telling us what the fuck, you know, how we should be running our government shit, you know. So we knew that was gonna be something that they're gonna be tripping on, even in the media, because we plan on doing a press conference. We talk about it, it's eventually gonna come to a point where we're gonna have to like put it down, you know. If you're gonna put it down or you're not gonna put it down, or you're gonna woo it, you know what I'm saying? So it was cool for us too, like as a group to like, we're down, you know, we're gonna put it down.
It really got stereotyped for Latin rappers. It's like they would always tell us, yo, you should rap on an oldie, but it's like we knew in our hearts we couldn't do that. That wasn't our style of music.
Latinos, I mean, you know, quote unquote, we were still caricatures, you know, stereotypes. What's that commercial that's out right now with McDonald's, the Fiesta packs, you know. These are the same type of stuff. We can get portrayed like that, but you know, how come they can't pump up a Psycho Round or on El Nuevo Soul, or you know, groups that are really doing some good stuff out there? This is wicked right here, dog. That's the new world order. That's classic right there. It is. I mean, and that's a real picture too, right?
Yeah.
You guys got to see the new cover for the new Street Platoon album. Is just off the hook. I'm gonna let them do their thing, man, because they MCs.
Yeah, my training got me aiming at people thinking they're claiming and raging, but I'm spraying words that got them all praying. I'm a raging, bombing on the nation, so they could feel the vibration, incarceration on the whole population. Temptation got me impatient to destroy the federation. My soldiers are waiting for that war that you claiming. I'm aiming, keep on flaming, blazing, nothing but freestyle off the trap, knocking non-stop. You got me stumbling, but I ain't gonna fumble it. When I get crow on the mic, we blow it out of sight.
Inhaling, yeah.
Come on.
Inhaling the American dream, street drug scheme, threads of theme, power, blood, and green. The rush of being seen as Jesus to fiends who need us. These ungrateful yelling, feed us. Relieve us of our sickness is the reason for these shipments. The quickness of this business is evident in the cash flood. The life of dead presidents and drugs. Drug wars your government can never budge. Cause the sun will be smitten, but you still can never understand what we transmitting. Under the vanished ozone, melt you like a snow cone. Listen before you come to not existing. Your whole soul will get the crown. You can run for now, but I'll still track you down when it's time to collect what's mine. Double the price plus the interest. Human sacrifice for crossing me, get crucified like Christ. Hit you so concise that I could split thick ice. So watch where you stand, put gun in hand, make death come unplanned. I'm too powerful for man.
As far as the difference in hip hop, it's grown, you know? Because, I mean, people still nowadays are still trying to do some of that same old, you know, gangster beats with the clap, you know, which is cool for the party scene and all that. But as far as like, as far as the styles of, you know, MCs, it's grown. You know, people just sound different, man.
Latinos walk one way and that's the way we sound and that's it. Nah, you gotta fucking hear our shit. You gotta hear Control shit. Any other like beat nuts, también los beat nuts. You know, like. Everybody sounds different. They don't sound the same.
We're not even done yet. I said fuck them, bust them, I don't even trust them. They want me to kneel, praise and love them. There's bloodshed, the love's dead, the last of my kinfolk. The cloth on my body express that there's no enough liquid explicit to fill
Right now there's an incredible underground scene, man. You know that.
Pass my feelings, press, follow tricks in the beat field, holding over tricklets. Become a maximus, come true.
A group called the 5th Battalion. So you got the Latin Pros. You got Man, so many cats. I don't even know all of them. You got the mafiosos. You got Browntown looters.
More and more Latinos are getting into rap. Now it's like, damn, you know, we got people who've already made it.
You know, the hip hop community, as you know, like, especially 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was real small, you know what I mean? Everybody knew everybody. Hey.
It's a big thing now. Before I go to the swap meets or I go to a record store, what Latin rap or what Mexican rap would you see out there? You see Lighter Shade of Brown, Kid Frost, and Ace. That's it. That's it. Now, you go, you got our whole section. You got, you know, from Little Rob, Mr. Shallow, to, you know, I'm talking about underground groups, your Low Profile, your Slow Pain, your G-Fellas, your, you know, all this Latino rap coming out.
And if they wantin', we cutting our fingers and this. No, this ain't for pretenders. Ride with me into destiny. And if this my time, then Jesus set me free. No more hold downs and no downs. It's obvious of whose ground we walk. We just as a
there's always gonna be that real underground shit that's just there, you know, and it's but you gotta let people know what's out there, you know. If people don't really go looking for it, they ain't never gonna know about it.
my face and right out this black day.
We started off something incredible, man. It's still going on today.
This day, let me put
it down right. Put everybody on the map.
Yeah. On my shoulder all the strength, if I may, of 1,000 men. Free from danger, not the battle of Conejo or the loss of the ravine. Tunnels underground with
fuck the markets. We want people who like us to like us. Whether you're black, whether you're brown, whether you're widow, whether you're fucking. I don't give a fuck if you're from a different planet. You like our shit, come check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Which is so not far. The history of
It's blowing up, man. The Latino whole industry.
I believe that we're gonna continue to stay here, and I believe we're gonna continue to make noise. Really. We ain't going nowhere.
Reminiscing the times of the sleepy lagoon. When soldiers rape my women and your peoples are doomed. This payback's a bitch even decades later. You're smiling at me now, but you'll die later. Which is even great, I'll be the last man standing. Running crazy race insignia to your brains, and it's my understanding. Sit back, contemplating focus. La Reina de Los Angeles, the we's the freaking chosen. Microchip in your wrist, be cloned and frozen. Samples of your hair, print, skin, and closing. But I'm opposing, can't you feel them closing in? No, you can't, you in a brainwash mind to begin. Year 2000, plot begins to thicken with non-fiction. Vocally making hits with this new world society got me martial law living. And I'm forbidden to walk around the streets I live in. My street life religion. For 27 years without an intermission. Just guilty by suspicion. Just guilty by suspicion. Just guilty by suspicion. Just guilty by suspicion. Crazy race, life stories for you one edition. The song dedicated to those who fought and died for the cause. The song dedicated to the land of the lost. The song dedicated to the highly decorated. Rest in peace to my ones who didn't make it. The song dedicated to the LA streets with love. To those who smoking bud, making moves in the clubs. The song dedicated to Whittier Boulevard. Home of those who fight till we bleed and scar. A crazy race fam, and you know who we are. Do you know who I am? I am the victim of Europe. Yes, I am. As I'm sitting in class, they're trying to teach me European. I'm listening to a voice, but I represent the being. ED population, found as a cultivation. People of the sun, mighty brown nation, been suppressed and held down for many long years. My face drops a tear, Asia people cheer, the time is near. And yet you celebrate the hate. Days of genocide, where my commas robbed the raped. In 1521, we were slaughtered by the thousands. Now in 2000, we still living in project housing. Something for you to think about. Crazy racists in this house, about to turn the lights out. Got that LA style, that LA flow. Born and raised in California, what you didn't know. I got that LA style, that LA flow. Born and raised in California, what you didn't know.
There's a war going on outside, no man is safe from.
What's crazy? I'm from the brown proposition.
critical party. Don't even start me after lay down these laws. I'm about to spark thee. Got no time for sorries. Let's get back to sparring. First blow, taking your mind back like Cuba to Atari. Ever notice in these streets, liquor stores in every corner. Killer California, such a poisonous formula. From street life to street block, I'm here to warn you. It's time for the revolution to coming for you. In the year, watch the crazy race, we putting it down. From Delinquent to the Brown, bringing a legendary sound.